Hi, are you a mom or a mom to be and you feel like your hamstrings are always tight? Well, this video is for you. However, I will say that sometimes it's not a hamstring tightness. It's more so that they're either weak or overworked. So we're going to talk about that today as we go through about 5 different exercises for the mobility and flexibility of your hamstrings and your IT band. So my name is Ashley Reed. I'm founder of Active Mom Fitness. You can find me at activemomfitness.com or on my digital platform, corefunctionfitness.com. Let's get started. We are going to start with the hamstring scoop. So with this, I'm gently bringing my foot forward, toes up a little bit, and my hands are going to scoop up as I sink back and then come up. So you'll notice that all of these are moving stretches. So it's about the mobility. So anytime you're wanting to increase the mobility, dynamic movement tends to work best. However, if flexibility is your issue, you'd want to work on holding a position, but that's only after your muscles are warmed up. So this kind of helps warm up the muscles. However, this position and holding it after your muscles are already warm can be good for that flexibility. All right, so we're going to switch to the other side. Same thing. I'm going to scoop up as I sink back. And I mentioned to you as we started that sometimes it's more about overworked hamstrings. And this tends to happen during pregnancy. So you're getting front loaded during your pregnancy. The back of your body has to work extra hard. Not to mention if you're doing a lot of sitting, if you have a sedentary job, those hamstrings are in a shortened position as you sit. So they're going to feel tight and they're probably going to be weak. So mobility, flexibility, yes, is important, but you're also going to want to work on strengthening them. One more. All right, so we're going to move on to the IT band stretch, and that's just because people tend to have IT bands that are tight. So while we're doing hamstrings, we'll hit the IT band. You are going to cross one foot in front of the other. So that back leg, the right leg for me right now, my hip is going to stick out to the side, and I'm going to forward fold, and then I'm going to come back up. So from hip to knee, I should feel stretching there. Now, it doesn't have to be a perfect position. You can kind of find what works for you so that you're getting that stretch. We're going to go 2 more. If you're feeling particularly tight, it's nice to exhale into that movement. So exhaling on the way down, inhaling on the way up to help your body relax. Go ahead, switch to the other side. So now, if my left leg's in back, the left hip is going to stretch out. So I am keeping my back fairly flat with this, but we're moving through it, not holding any weight, so you should be fine with your back here. If you are pregnant and your belly gets in the way, you can kind of go to the side a little bit more, see if you can get that stretch there. We'll go 1 more. All right, and then we're going to do 1 more before we go down to the ground. So this is going to get hamstrings, a little bit of the inner thigh, because sometimes that hamstring kind of overlaps in this area in terms of tightness, and you may not be sure what's actually tight. So I'm going to pivot, and I'm kind of pushing my hips back as I go side to side. So definitely feeling the lengthening in my adductors, but I'm getting the hamstrings too, as long as I'm kind of swinging and putting that pressure in the back there. Good. And you can go slow as you need to. If you're extra tight, you want to make sure you're not kind of like jumping up, especially during pregnancy. This area here, pubic symphysis can become a little more separated, or early postpartum still may feel a little bit like that. And so you want to be careful with those wide leg stands. All right, so then we're going to go down onto the floor. So if you're pregnant and you're comfortable on your back still, we won't be down there long. Remember, it's okay if you're pregnant to be on your back as long as it's not prolonged periods of time. If you get dizzy, you're going to roll to your side and just avoid that position. So this one is for the hamstrings, and it tends to get a little closer to the knee. So you're going to put one leg up, gently just grab your leg. You're going to keep your toe pointed as you bend and extend the knee. So as you're extending your leg, that's where you should feel that hamstring stretch. And this one can be kind of a good desensitization for that nerve that runs along the back of your leg. If that feels tight or bothering you, this one can be a good one if the other hamstring stretches aren't getting it for you. We're going to go 1 more. Nice. And then we'll move to the other side. This is our last move. So short routine. We're not focusing on too many muscle groups. But this is a nice one, especially if you're doing things like deadlifting, hamstring curls with the leg curl machine. sometimes sliding discs for hamstrings. That's a nice one if your hamstrings tend to get tight, if you do a lot of sitting, or like I said, if you're pregnant. All right, last one. All right, thank you so much for joining me. I have been helping moms for years. I work with hundreds of moms and moms-to-be, and I really see what works, and I really, really want to plug strength training for you. So remember, mobility is extremely important, but don't forget to strength train. And I'm a mom myself. My daughter is 8 years old at the time of recording this video, so I definitely know what it's like to try to balance fitness and family, but it is really important, and you can feel good. So hamstring tightness, back pain, those are not inevitable if you find just a little bit of time to take care of yourself. So hopefully this was a manageable video. Again, you can find me at activemomfitness.com or corefunctionfitness.com. Thank you.